Hi, good day. You're welcome to another session of the Startup Growth Program, brought to you by Startup Launch Code, a growth focused marketing agency in Nigeria. The Startup Growth Program is a bi-weekly um, session where we discuss different topics as it relates to startup growth. So today we'll be looking at another exciting and interesting topic, and we'll be looking at how to create an effective growth strategy for your startup. The year is coming to an end, and as a startup, you should be um, planning for the new year. So this is a good time for you to get one or two ideas on how you can create a growth strategy for your startup in the coming years. So there are so I'll be one anchoring this particular session. My name is Daud Kennedy, a growth specialist with Startup Launch Code. So what are the things we'll be learning through this particular session? So we'll be looking at what exactly its growth strategy, the types of growth strategy, how to create a growth strategy, what are the benefits of having a growth strategy for your startup, as well as looking at what are those factors that can influence your growth strategy. So these are some of the few things we'll be looking at through this particular session. So let's get pen and paper and try as much as possible to jot things down, as I believe we'll have a lot to learn from this particular session. So yeah, what exactly is growth strategy? The truth is that for any successful startup or business, there is always a strategy that that company or that startup has utilized to achieve the kind of success that is visible to everyone. So you can't grow a business, you can't grow a startup if you don't have what we call a growth strategy. So what exactly do we mean by growth strategy? What does growth strategy mean? So what exactly is growth strategy? So from a simple and straightforward definition, a growth strategy is sometimes can be known as a growth plan. And when we talk about a plan, it is a plan of action for starting and growing a business. So when you're talking about growth strategy, it's just a plan that shows you how you want to all the action plan that you need to growing a business. So it's going to highlight every of the action plan, every of the action that needs to be taken for you to actually grow your business or your startup. So like I said in my introduction, you can't have a successful business without having an effective growth strategy. So for every successful company or startup, there is a strong and effective growth strategy. So like I said during my introduction, you can't grow your startup, you can't grow your business without having an effective and working growth strategy. So that is why it is important for any founder that wants to build a successful startup to have an effective growth strategy. And that's why we are looking at this topic, so that you can learn how to come up with an effective growth strategy that will be useful in helping you with scale and grow your startup. So yeah, there are different type of growth strategy, and this is dependent on what exactly you want to achieve at a particular time. So we're looking at the different types of growth strategies that we have, and just have a little explanation on each of these different types of growth strategy. So let's look at them one after the other. So yeah, the first one is the market penetration strategy. So when you're talking about market penetration, it simply means that you want to increase your sales in an existing market. You already have an existing product, you have an existing customer an existing market. So what that means is that you want to penetrate more into the market. You want to increase your sales. You want to increase your customer base. You want to increase your market share. So that is what market penetration growth strategy. So for this, the kind of strategy you'll be looking at will different from if you are just starting out with a new product and entering into a new market. So market penetration growth strategy simply means you already have an existing product, you have an existing customer, there is an existing market. What you're trying to do is to increase the number of your sales, the number of your customers, and the number of your market share. And that is one type of growth strategy that we have. So this is useful for existing startups that already has a working product, have few paying customers, and already have like a few percentage in the market share. But all they want to do at that particular time, with this strategy, is to increase their numbers in terms of customers, in terms of market share, and in terms of paying customers. So that is the first type of growth strategies that we have. So the next one is product development strategy. So this is about creating new or improved products and service that attract new set of customers and expand sales to existing customers. So for the product development strategy, simply means you are trying to either create a new product or create a new feature for so that you can attract new set of customers. So that is this is useful for a startup that's looking at launching a new product, or is looking at launching a new set of features or service to attract new set of customers to increase their existing customers number. So that is product development growth strategy. That is the second type of growth strategy that we have. Then the next one is the market development. So this is simply means you want to expand into new markets, either geographically or by targeting new sets of customer segment. So let's say, for example, you own a fintech, or let's say you own what the perfect example. So you own like an e-commerce startup, and you got started with selling just female type of way. So that is one customer. So but you now want to expand your market by either going into children items, or going to men clothing. So you can see that you already have a product, but you want to expand into new products, or you want to locate. You are basically in Africa, but you are looking at expanding your product into other continent or into other countries. You can see you are trying to expand into the market, and that is what the market development growth strategy is talking about. So you can see that these strategies, or these growth strategies, is dependent on where you are in your startup journey. So for new market, you already have an existing product, but you want to expand into a new market, into a new territory, into a new market segment. So that is the market development growth strategy. Then we also have diversification. So it simply means you are trying to diversify your product. Probably you are you are into e-commerce, like I said as an example. So now, okay, instead of just doing e-commerce, you want to now start say allow your users to pay for utility bills on your platform. You want users to be able to book hotels. You can see you are diversifying your startup into another industry that's unrelated to what you currently do. So you can see your e-commerce, you're not doing utility payments, you're not doing hotels and travel. So you can see that diversification simply means you're trying to spread your tentacles into other industries, so that it can increase probably your business productivity, profitability, and revenue as long as. So that is diversification growth strategy. So the last one is the acquisition growth strategy. So simply means probably you are trying to acquire other companies, so you can expand your market share, or either gain adopting new products into your own startup. So you can see that there are big companies that at the end of the day, they either acquire other competitors, or acquire a new set of market entirely, so that they can increase their own markets and their own profits and revenue at the long run. So acquisition growth strategy is another kind of growth strategy that is mostly used by company that attain some level of growth and feels like, okay, they have the fund to acquire either a smaller competitor or either another business entirely different from their core, so that they can increase their revenue base and also increase their shares in the market. So those are the five types of cost growth strategies that we have. So we have the acquisition growth strategy, we have the diversification growth strategy, we have the market development, we have product development, and we have the market penetration growth strategy. So these are the five growth strategies that is available. So like I said, the type of growth strategy you adopt depends on where you are in your startup cycle. So yeah, if you're a new startup that you've not attained product market fit, you can be thinking of acquisition and trying to acquire an already made startup. So depending on where you are on your startup journey, is going to determine what kind of growth strategy you are going to adopt at that particular time. So now that I've looked at what growth strategy is and some of the types of growth strategy that we have, the next we want to look at how exactly do you create an effective growth strategy for your startup in the coming year. So yeah, there are different things you need to look at when you want to create a growth effective growth strategy. And the first one is there is no marketing activity that you can actually start with. So let's look at how to create a growth strategy for your startup. So yeah, to create an effective growth strategy for any marketing activity that needs to be done, the first thing you need to do is to conduct what we call a market research. So why do you need to conduct a market research? Market research help you to understand your current customer base and your potential customer. It also helps you to identify where you are as a brand and see all the necessary opportunities, threats, and other things that you need to consider when you are coming up with your growth strategy. So conducting marketing research is the first very first important thing you need to do when you want to design or write an effective marketing plan, because you need to understand, okay, my customers, you need to understand who they are, where they are, their behavior pattern, and everything that has to that is associated with your customers and your potential customers as well. That is one. Then the next thing, so that is why you need to, like I say, why you need to conduct market research is because it helps you to identify the opportunities, the barrier, the things that could cause barrier for you to effectively implement your strategy, as well as the opportunities and you have to grow and grow your startups as it will. So those are the reason why you need to conduct market research when coming up with a growth strategy for your startup. And the next thing is for you to set a clear growth goal. So what goal do you want to achieve as with your strategy, with your growth strategy? Do you want to achieve increase in customer base? Do you want to achieve increase on online visibility? Do you want to achieve increase in market share? So you need to clearly identify the type of goal you want to achieve with your growth strategy. That is what will now determine how you want to lay out your strategy. The number next is to now choose the growth strategy. So remember the type of growth strategy that we mentioned earlier. So you need to now pick, okay, what growth strategy do you need to adopt at this particular moment. There are certain things you need to consider when you are choosing your growth strategy. You need to consider your position in the market. You need to consider your marketing budget, how much you have to execute your marketing strategy. Then the goal you are trying to achieve as well determine the type of growth strategy you want to achieve. So let's say, for example, if you are launching a new product and that means you are looking for to acquire customer, you also okay, you want to adopt the acquisition strategy that we discussed with, thereby which means that you are trying to buy a startup. So it depends on your marketing budget, the goal you want to achieve, and the position in the market. That will now determine the type of growth strategy you choose to adopt at that particular period of time. So the next thing is to now create a plan of action. So a plan of action will now define what is expected of you and your team, who will be in charge of what during the course of implementing that your close strategy. So you need to clearly outline all the activities that need to be done, who is going to do the activities, and how are they going to do those activities that is assigned to everybody in the team. So your action plan will make everybody in the team to know their own role they need to play in achieving the goal of your goal strategy they are trying to implement. So it's always advisable you make it as clear as possible so that everybody understand the part they need to play in order to achieve whatever goal you set to achieve with your growth strategy. Then you can't know if your growth strategy is effective if you don't measure the success of your strategy. So the next thing is for you to now know how to you record the milestone and the metrics so that you know that okay, are we achieving the set goal that we set to achieve with this strategy. So it is important to you to measure, because if you don't measure, you won't know if you are making any form of progress or not with the strategy that you are adopting. So what are the benefits of having an effective growth strategy? There are benefits that comes with having an effective growth strategy. I'll be looking at those one after the other. So the first one is increase in revenue and profits. Yes, an effective growth strategy, if well implemented, will help you achieve an increase in revenue and in profit as a startup and as a business. Then two, it's also help you expand your market share, because if you are making profit, if you are making revenue, that means you are having an increase in customer base, you are having an increase in sales. So definitely that's going to rub off on how your it's going to rub off on your market share. So a software growth strategy can expand the company's market share, making it more prominent player in the industry. So having an effective growth strategy and well implemented growth strategy will help you increase your market share in your industry. Enhanced brand recognition. So as the company grows, its brands becomes more recognizable and respected, attracting new customers and partners. So if you're able to successfully implement your growth strategy, is going to go a long way in helping you increase your brand visibility, brand recognition, and help you attract more customers and investors and partners to your business and startup as it were. Yes, increase employee morale. There is nothing like having a motivated employee. If you are able to effectively implement your growth strategy, now it helps boost your employees morale, because they know they were involved in the success. There's this sense of fulfillment that comes with knowing that yes, their effort is not being wasted, their effort is being recognized, their effort is key in helping the company to achieve success. So it helps to build to boost the employees morale, because they know yes, their effort, their sweat, and their actions are helping to move the company forward. So these are some of the benefits of having an effective growth strategy. So there are certain factors that influence your growth strategy. Yes, there are certain factors that you need to consider that will have an effect on your growth strategy. So let's look at those factors one after the other. So the first one is industry dynamics. Yes, we live in times where things are changing, technologies are changing, customer behavior is changing. So there's always changes in almost every aspect of running a business. So dynamics in the industry will go a long way in impacting your growth strategy. So let's say for example, when you're planning your growth strategy, you the way your customer utilize, let's say, their social media has now changed. So you need to that is definitely going to affect how you want to now implement your growth strategy. So there is now AI. So there's so many things that people that were in existence initially and now coming into existence. So these things have a way of impacting your strategy. So one way way for you to navigate it is to be flexible and to be open to what to adjusting. You need to be able to be flexible and adjust to the latest trend in your industry, in the market trend, in the customers behavior, so that you can what effectively implement your growth strategy. And next thing is company resources. Yes, there's little you can do if you have limited resources. Yes, every company wants to grow big. Every company wants to hit the ground running, but the amount of resources, in terms of human resources, in terms of financial resources, in terms of technological resources, is going to play a big role in the way you one plan your growth strategy and also implement your growth strategy. So you need to factor in that, okay, do you have the necessary human resources to execute this growth strategy? Do I have the necessary financial capability to execute this growth strategy? So you need to consider all these things when you are working on your growth strategy, and also when you try to implement whatever type of growth strategy you want to adopt. Yeah, management capability. Yeah, so the experience of the team, the experience of the management as well, will go a long way to affect how a good strategy is being planned and how it's going to be executed. Let's say, for example, a management that is not tech savvy will definitely rub off on the kind of strategy that the startup or the company wants to adopt. So the level of expertise that the leadership of a startup has, and the team in general, is going to have a lot of effect on how they plan and execute that growth strategy. External factors, yeah, you can't rope business and startups are not built or run in silos. So there is so many environmental factors or external factors that will have an impact on planning and executing your growth strategy. You might have political instability, you might have government policies, you might have natural disasters. So there are things that sometimes are even beyond the control of the founder or the business, that is going to have an effect on growth strategy. So let's say, for example, a couple of I think last year or thereabouts, when the Nigeria government banned Twitter, you can see that companies had to like quickly innovate ways to navigate that particular policy. So there are so many external factors and things that can actually affect the way you plan and execute your growth strategy. So you need to factor all these things when you are working on and executing your growth strategy. So yeah, I believe you are able to get one or two things from this particular session. If you have any question, you can always feel free to reach out to us on any of our social media platform at Startup Launch Code. You can also schedule a free growth consultation with any of our great experts, so we can help you discuss how you can move your startup from point A to point B in terms of growth and revenue. And yeah, we're always open to helping you. Till we'll have another session next time. Keep building and keep succeeding. Cheers.